All right, Congressman Mike Waltz, Republican from the state of Florida, joins me now. Congressman, let's get a little testy here. Former President Trump did well in the primaries. People like his policies. But in my opinion, they don't like his behavior after the election. What's your response to that, Congressman? That's a tricky subject, I know it.
Yeah, sure. No, look, I think the American people are ready to look forward. They want to get out of this absolute in terms of inflation, crime, border, and a mess overseas. And I think that's what the president should be talking about, his vision to dig this country out of the hole and get us back to where we were pre-pandemic, which was a roaring economy and Middle East peace and strength abroad. And I think that's what the president should be focused on. I think that's what the American people are looking for. And when we have candidates that talk about an America First agenda that gets us out of this progressive left mess, they win.
Don't look back, look forward is your message, I think. Okay. I want to get back to this dreadful tragedy in Texas. The 51 migrants found dead in the truck in San Antonio. 3 people are in custody there. Now, the president of Mexico ripped the, quote, lack of control at his country's borders with the U.S., and Karine Jean-Pierre says the border is closed. Congressman, this is a real mess. Is there any change that's going to come out of this dreadful tragedy?
Well, that's a bit rich from the Mexican government and from Biden's press spokeswoman. The fact is the cartels control the U.S. border and the Mexican side of the border, and they're increasingly operating on our side. So, as you know, I've called for military action against these cartels that are armed to the teeth, that are taking on the Mexican army. They're making tens of millions of dollars a week on human smuggling, including this absolute tragedy. And they're pumping fentanyl, Chinese-made fentanyl, throughout our country, killing our people and destabilizing a number of states and inner cities. So this is an absolute dereliction of duty on Biden's part, on Mayorkas's part, and they should be ashamed of themselves, and they should be ashamed of themselves for lying to the American people. Not only the deaths from fentanyl, the deaths from human migration and smuggling, the sexual assaults that are happening to young girls, the people that are coming from over 100 countries, including now some from Afghanistan, Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. This is an absolute crisis, and enough is enough. And we're seeing in polling, Stu, the American people have had it as well. It's right up there with the economy in terms of what they care about and what they're upset about.
If the Republicans take control of the House and or the Senate in November, somebody's going to be held accountable for this. Congressman, thanks very much for joining us this morning. We'll see you again later. Now, if you've been watching the show, you may have seen